Knights of Apollo, are you ready for another juicy and sexy siege battle? This battle also marks the start of a new tournament in Rome 2. Of course, it's a siege tournament. It's the Total War League Siege Tournament Season 8. And of course, I'm in the tournament, so you know who you're going to be rooting for, all right? So I want to quickly, before we dive into the first tournament battle, I want to dive into like what this tournament's all about, how you can get involved, how it works, and how you can watch all of the battles. So please stay tuned for this. It might be a little lengthy of an intro before the battle starts, but it's really important, and if you care about the tournament, you want to listen to all the information here. So anyways, the way the tournament works is that all the teams are grouped up into multiple groups. And here are all the groups. You got Group A, Group B, Group C, Group D, and Group E. I am in Group C, and my team is the Crimson Chickens. So yeah, your favorite team is the Crimson Chickens. Very cool. It's me and Ruvak, and you can see that we're paired up with the Gorilla Boys. If you guys remember, I covered the finale of the last season. The Gorilla Boys were in that finale, but they lost, so they're coming back for revenge. We got the W.Whumsars, Wolfgang, and then you have yours. I'm sorry if I'm mispronouncing your team name. Anyways, the way this is going to work is that I'm going to cover all of the games within my group. So if you want to watch all of the games of the tournament, if you look down in the video description, there is a link to all the YouTubers that are covering all the battles within their respected groups. So be sure to check it out. There's some great guys down there. That way you can follow your favorite team, even though, don't worry, your favorite team's Crimson Chickens. You're going to see all their gameplay on my channel because, well, I'm in those battles. But yeah, no, definitely check out all their channels. Check out all the coverage for the tournament. Also, there's a link down to the tournament Discord, which is where you can sign up for future tournaments or, you know, get involved with the community and figure out, you know, see what's going on within the community. It's pretty fun. They make memes about games and stuff. It's a pretty cool place, so definitely check it out. So the way this tournament works is that the way to make the playoff, the top two teams of each group moves on to the playoffs. And to do that, you have to earn not necessarily wins, but enough points. So the top two teams who gets the most points will move on to the playoffs. Now, the way this works, there's a point system. So, for example, let's use this battle for an example. Right away, the attackers get 3 points if they win, and the defenders get 2 points if they win. But there are ways to gain either less or more points based upon which faction you select. So, in this battle, we have one team that's going Colchis. Now, Colchis, they are a +1 faction, and then we have Macedon over here, and they are a 0 faction. So what that means is that if this team right here wins, they will end up with 4 points because they get the 3 for attacking and then +1 for Colchis, +0, which, you know, does nothing. So that's a total of 4 points. Now, on the other side, we have the defenders, and we have Nervii. Nervii is worth 2 points. And then we have this Massagati faction. I don't know how to pronounce, but it's like a horse faction. And they are worth 2 points. So that's a total of 4 points, plus the 2 for defending. So they will get a total of 6 points if they win. So, do you guys understand how the point system works? It's not too complicated, and of course, here's the chart of all the factions so you can see which factions are worth what points. So it just kind of helps you get a better understanding for the game. So that's basically it, guys. All the matches in the first round are fought in this settlement. So you're going to see a lot of this settlement. You're going to see a lot of the same settlements because all the rounds are played on that same settlement, if you get what I'm saying. So yeah, it's going to be a lot of fun, guys. We're gonna be checking out a lot of battles, and I also created a special playlist for these tournament battles. So it'll be in 2 playlists. It'll be in the Total War Rome 2 Total War playlist and also a Total War League Season 8 playlist. So you'll be able to, you know, make sure you watch every battle and everything like that. So once again, guys, check the video description, watch all the battles, check them all out. Follow your favorite team. And now, guys, let's get started with this battle. All right, guys. So like I said earlier, I will be covering all of Group C's battles. And this is a matchup between Gorilla Boiis and W.Whumsars. The Gorilla Boiis are on defense. And as I mentioned earlier, Nervii and the Mezagati faction, I'm just going to call them the Step Bros. This faction, they are fighting for a lot of points here. So 6 points if they're victorious. And then on the other side, we have on attack, of course, the W.Whumsars, who will be fighting for, like, what is it, 5 points? 3 for attack plus the 2 for, or was it 4? Jeez, I already forgot the point system. Hold on. Okay, it's 4 points because Colchis is +1. So they're going to be fighting for 4 points versus the 6 points from the attackers. Now, if you lose the battle, you don't get any points. That's just how it goes. So it's really winner takes all in this in that regard. So let's go ahead and do normal speed. Now, obviously, the Gorillas are going to be going with a sally out force, since they are going as a step faction. And this is very common. You know, it's funny, in earlier seasons, me and Ruvek did this once too. We went as a horse faction because they were like originally like +5, +4. I don't know. I don't remember exactly, but they were worth a lot more than they were now. And what they found was that really good teams would abuse these really high point factions to go after weaker players and just rack up a ton of points. So now they made it so these horse factions aren't worth as many points. They're still worth a lot. You know, +2 for this one right here is pretty good. But yeah, it's not as much as say earlier, compared to earlier seasons. Anyways, they are sallying out. It looks like Nervii is going to have the responsibility of holding this settlement by himself, infantry-wise, like within the settlement. But of course, this other faction will be going in with horses. He's kind of forming a line here. I think he's just looking for the best opportunity. Look at, he's got, oh my gosh, he's got so much cav. And honestly, this is going to come down to micro. Who can micro better than the other team? Now, Macedon, they can do well here if they just keep everything protected and intact. What they should do as a team right now, personally, and I'm no expert, all right, I'm not the best in the game, but what I would do personally is quickly get these walls down and just get inside the settlement. Just get inside, brute force in the settlement, because the longer you're out here, you're gonna have to deal with this. Now, he does form a shield wall right at the last second, but my gosh, dude, he lost. It wasn't as bad as it looked. He still has 140 out of 60. But this is going to be a pain, guys. And they're going to use constant diversions and distractions. So it's not a terrible start right here. They got a decent charge, but they also inflicted a lot of casualties on these step lancers. So not a terrible play, not a terrible start for the attackers. They just need to keep it going. They need to just, if I was Macedon, just shift, and get like, I would get stupidly close to your ally, because you want to just build a wall of men to protect yourselves from this cav. And there we go. They're charging into a tortoise, but they're still able to make contact here. Look at that. Step Lancers going at it. So very interesting play here from the cav. And the balance of power, by the way, look at the balance of power. This is the perspective of the defenders. It is greatly in favor of the attackers right now. That just shows their strength with infantry. They just got to, like, Macedon needs to just shift everything over. Just shift it all over. Get these tortoises up there. Like, they should have infantry kind of screening for the tortoises so they can get to the walls and bring them down. The sooner they, oh, nice little charge. It's just Hillman. It's not a big deal, but a nice charge by the Step Noble Lancers. And then they've broken through. Now the archers are exposed. Yeah, that's the other thing, guys. You got to have, like, I would say, like, permanent bodyguards for the archers. Now they are going to close in with cav from the defender. Like, the defenders are going to close in. They should finish up these Step Noble Lancers. There we go. Infantry coming to support, but I think they might lose these eastern archers, or they might return. There's still a decent amount of them, but still, they've lost a lot. And yeah, there we go. So start shifting. Get everything out of there. Build up layers and layers of men. Get your archers somewhere super secure. And there we go. It looks like Macedon is starting to shift over. Look at this army, though. Jeez, look at it. Just like sharks waiting to strike. Waiting for the perfect opportunity. Here we go. We got a tortoise coming in. Tortoise coming in. Honestly, at this point, they should have just used the towers. Oh, but there's infantry down here. Nervii, let's see, guerrilla swordsmen. So these guys probably spawn vanguard like outside the settlement. And they're just kind of slowing down any kind of like siege equipment, which is gonna, you know, that obviously that's the mindset for the defenders, is slow down the attackers so they're out here longer. That's what they want. You know, they want them outside so the cav can run, maneuver, and charge, where that is extremely difficult within the city gate or city walls. And there we go. Good charging on these throw spears, but they are still spears. They should do some damage once these units are stuck, and they are. Look at a unit of cav 80 to 24. So it's not like the cleanest of charges, but I would say overall the attackers are doing a good job of sneaking through, getting good hits on archers and everything like that. So they just got to keep it up. And they also realize that, hey, I'm an all-cav faction. I need to be able to really soften up this infantry, because if they do happen to get inside with strong forces, it's up to Nervii alone, basically, to try to win the day. Now Nervii is sending up some slingers, it looks like. Yeah, Celtic slingers to start harassing the infantry. And this is a good move. They're quickly getting the tortoises up here. There we go. Knock down these walls. They are desperately trying to get inside this settlement. It's almost equivalent to like a little kid running through like, you know, a dark hallway. You know, they're like scared of the boogeyman that's gonna come and get them or something. You know, they're like, hurry up, open the walls. You know, there's monsters out here. And the monsters being this cav. This nasty monsters. So Nervii, don't forget, Nervii has some infantry out here. This is all his guerrilla swordsmen as well, looking for opportunities and kind of supporting the cav where they can. The cav also has skirmishers out here as well, so they're trying to soften up the infantry from afar, which is always smart. So again, just constant harassment, constant chipping away at their numbers. And see, I understand they have this huge wave of troops because they've got to watch their rear, because the cav could easily get behind them. But at the same time, like, I feel like Macedon should try to close in and form a line like so. Form a line. And the balance of power is still greatly in favor of the attackers. Oh, nice. And they killed a decent amount of slingers up here by crumbling the walls. That was good on them. So, yeah, I think they've got to just... Do they have another tortoise? Oh, I kind of wish they didn't abandon these tortoises here. They could have used all three to knock this wall down, because that plays into Nervii's favor. If there's only one breach point, they don't need a lot of troops to hold one breach point. You know what I mean? So I was kind of, you know, they kind of need to get these tortoises back up and running. Get them over here, open up these walls. Let's see what happens here. Colchis is charging in with his axemen. Oh no, these are hillmen. So here we go. This is where the game's going to get really interesting, because this starts to play a little bit more in favor of the attackers rather than the defenders. This is what the attackers want to do. Here comes more hillmen. Hillmen are just double stacking here. I would just keep, you know, running them through the gap here and forming a wall, so you kind of keep a space open for more infantry to charge in. Let's see if it looks like he might do that now. But he's going to take some heavy fire. There we go. He's just going to charge in. And then they're going to get flanked. Oh, yeah. So that's... Personally, I would have just made like a wall and maintain the gap and then run in more troops. Easier said than done. especially with the pathfinding in this game. But this is a nice start for Nervii, that is for sure. We'll see how Colchis kind of capitalizes from this. But yeah, the winged Whumsars are having a bit of a struggle, but nothing has been extremely decisive. Nothing has shown that, oh, this is over. Sure, they've taken some losses, but at the same time, the Gorilla Boys have taken some losses on this front as well. You know, with their Cav army. But the real issue at hand here is not the Cav, it's these tortoises. They've got to use them, man. They've got to use the tortoises and get them going. They are using archers now, I think. Oh no, they have Peltis. 2 units of Peltis. Now, Peltis are pretty good against Cav. You know, if they get close enough, you can throw a bunch of, you know, Pila or Javies at the enemy Cav, and you can destroy like half a Cav unit in one volley. It's insane because they're such a big target. But I think the player here is well aware of that situation, and they're going to stay far away from those Peltis. Let's also not forget that he has mercenary Cretan archers, which he needs to use them pretty effectively here. But it's, you know, it's tough. It's tough dealing with all this Cav. I just think they need to get this rolling again. They might want to push out a little bit, secure this area, and then push the tortoises. I think it's well worth it. Well worth it. Now back over this way, the fight for the breach is still going on, and this is the problem, guys. I mean, right here, having one breach in this battle is going to lead to disaster. It's going to be a slow burn for Colchis because they're just going to and look at, they're going to do this every time. They're going to lead them in flank. You see that? It's like they hold them here. Well, let's use a different marker. They hold them here, and then they fall back. And then the infantry that's stationed on the sides, they charge in. And it creates this beautiful flank that breaks units way faster than they should break. So, and they're just going to keep doing that over and over. So Colchis just needs to stop. Preserve the troops. Stop charging. There's no point. You don't have the advantage. Or just maintain your front. Like, don't pursue. But it's still challenging. I would say just stop right here and wait until Macedon has made a push, has made a push over to these walls and destroy the walls. But honestly, it doesn't look like that's going to happen. And look at Macedon is moving up some Thorax Swordsmen, very good unit. I would honestly maybe get these towers going, like use whatever you have to try to overwhelm this defense. But this is, again, the longer they stay out here, the better for the Gorilla Boys. Look at this. Look at this. And see, they lost this tortoise. This tortoise is gone. This tortoise right here is on the verge of being conquered. They've got to take this tortoise. I know it's difficult, but I would say screw this assault right now. You got the walls down. Take 2 or 3 of these units, send them back this way, establish a foothold around these tortoises, and then take them and push them. But I think they're going to rely on the one breach point, and they most likely will use the towers here. I hope. But anyways, here comes some Thorax Swordsmen. It looks like they're going to come in and support the spearhead assault by Colchis. And they've got to, because they're getting annihilated, guys. The unit is losing. There we go. Quickly. They still got flanked on the side. But Thorax Swordsmen have joined the fray to help fight against Nervii. And there is a little bit of a gap here, so they're going to push through. I don't like the vocabulary of push through, because there is like a thing, like you can't push through in certain situations, but this is a fair push through, I guess. Like with Cav, you're not allowed to run through infantry. Enemy infantry, but you can run through enemy archers because they're considered more of a light infantry, so anyways, you know what I'm saying. Everything's fair here, but Nervii is just going to keep overwhelming these troops because they got them in such a bottleneck. It's just not going to lead to anything. And look at, what does this army have to do? Just stand here. He's not even doing anything, and it's all going to plan. Oh, here we go. Here comes a charge of cav. It looks like he's... Yeah. I don't know. Okay, interesting. I think that was by design. I think he did a sacrificial cav charge so the Pila would waste their ammo on that weak unit. And then, yeah, it just kind of silenced those Pila. And there we go. That was a nice little exchange there. That was a good use. And now Nervii is charging in their infantry. They've got some guerrilla warriors. That's good. I mean, that's good for Macedon. They can clean up this infantry. Now over on the other side, they're engaging. I think they're just trying to out-micro, out-overwhelm. Nice volleys. Very good. Very good. Oof. Damn. Those Lancers. Absolutely brutal, man. Brutal. Back over this way. Noble Blood Cav. Maneuvering around. Oof. Some infantry starting to break. Nervii's going around the flank. Look at this. He's going to break these thorough spears. He's got a lot of thorough spears. It's just... And they were able to throw off a lot of projectiles, but it just wasn't enough. Wasn't enough. And it's hard, like, it's hard to flank. Like, if you wanted to take this infantry and go around. Look at that. Look at this cav. He's trying to go for these archers. And he's going to be able to squeeze through. And they're going to, yeah, they're going to get in the back lines. You can't let that happen. It's tough, though. It's tough. I can't believe they're not using these towers. I would be using all these towers just to, like, I get it, like, it's tough fighting on the walls, but, like, you got to get more troops up here. Like, Colchis has, like, lost his entire army. He's got some cav over here who's trying to help defend the archers, but it's been a rough couple, cav charges for the attackers. Let's see how it's progressing over in here. I mean, they're trying. Again, if they just had one more breach point, I think they'd be doing, well, like, you know, at least double better, right? Because you got two positions of attack. Like, really, the key here is he needs to overwhelm Nervii. He's got to overwhelm them. But I don't think it's going to happen. Every time he piecemeals his army into this section, they're going to get swallowed whole. And now, we've got another breach here of the cav. They do break the cav here. And here we go. Another big charge. Another big charge. And guys, the balance of power is, at this point, even. So what that means is that it's still not over for the attackers. Even with all this struggle, it's still not over. And now they've got some armored lancers charging in. Dang. They're trying. It's hard. It's almost they should have just brought, like, pikemen or something, you know? I mean, they brought spears. But it's safe to say that most of this army has been defeated. Now the balance of power, I would say, is ever so slightly in favor of the defenders. And they still have 3 fresh units of fierce swords that did not use any. They've just been standing here waiting fresh. So, oof, not good. Not a good sight for the attackers, but it's still possible to win this battle. They just got to clean up what they can. They got to regroup. You know, I would love for them to use these towers here to attack the walls. We got to sally out from the Celtic warriors. You can try to take advantage of that. There you go. Come on, take advantage of it. And the rest of Macedon is starting to shift over towards... There we go. They're getting on the towers. Nice. There we go. Yeah, they need to expand the ways that they can attack. My gosh, dude. Look at the... Let me see some of the kills on this cav. 119. The general has 122. This one has 123. Just gets worse and worse. 120. 124. This cav over here has 105. I mean, like, all these units broke triple-digit kills. That is crazy. Crazy. It's tough. Like, what do you do? I mean, because it seems like shield wall is not doing anything. The spears aren't killing them fast enough. Maybe he needs to focus his archers a bit more on them. I don't know. I don't know. But they're starting to shift everything they got over to this side. They're attacking the walls with siege equipment, which I feel like they should have done like 5 minutes ago. Maybe even 10 minutes ago. But nonetheless, they are expanding their opportunities of assault. And honestly, they should get on another tower, like get on this one here and push it here. And Nervii is continuously sending out troops, which they can try to take advantage of. All right, so this is it. Balance of power, it's still, the attack, it's going to be tough, but the attackers can still win this one. They just got to turn it around. And here we go, cap charge. Oh, this is going to be nasty. They were not ready for that. We got a counter charge from some noble blood. Here comes more noble blood fighting the good fight. Just using what cav they have, but look at that. They just can't break this cav fast enough. They just can't break him fast enough. Nervii still out here. Look at this. They've pushed out. And this is pretty genius by Nervii, because what this does is like it makes it even, it just like really blobs up the attackers in this area, which makes it better for cav charges. Potentially. And these archers still have ammo. Let's see. I think so. 120, 124. I don't think they're getting a lot of kills, but they have a lot of kills, but like as of right now, it doesn't seem like they're killing a lot. So yeah, they still have to watch out for those projectiles. Here comes more cav charges. Woo! Wow, that's nasty. That is just nasty. All this cav, they're just so, I would be so frustrated. Be like, nothing's working! Dang it! Dang it! There they go. Fighting the good fight. Trying to destroy what's left of this cav, but is it going to be enough? Because Nervii continues to sally out and put pressure on the infantry. And by them putting pressure on more and more infantry out here, it puts less and less infantry able to defend against the cav. And there we go. They broke a cav unit, so that's good. Here comes the general. You could try killing the general, who has 131 kills. See if they can get that general. He's going to run out of there. Very smart from him. He obviously doesn't want to lose his general because the morale of his cav would greatly be destroyed. There we go. I think at this point he's just throwing in whatever he's got. I have a feeling the defenders are feeling extra secure here. They've controlled this battle from start to finish. And now they're going to have, honestly, at this point, just sally everything out. He's probably resting his troops. No, they're fresh. They can go in. But, again, you don't want to throw away the battle. I mean, you don't want to be arrogant here or overly confident and destroy your chances of victory when you had it in your control. Yeah, maybe he should have formed square with the thorax spears, you know? Form big squares, and then in between the squares have like infantry to plug the gap. Oh yeah, look at that. That's a massive break right there, and that's going to conclude this battle. There you have it, guys. So Guerrilla Boys, no surprise, do take the victory. That's no offense to the winged Whumsars, because we know the Guerrilla Boys. They're a very good team, and they did an excellent job here of working together. I think And again, I'm no expert, and maybe you know better than me, but I think if if the attackers actually attacked over on this side, um, maybe. I don't know. Or if they just attacked here. I think if they just attacked here and broke down as much as this wall as possible and then charged in and then keep everything close together. Because the problem here, I think this is a good attacking spot for a traditional battle. Like if you weren't taking on an all cav force, this is a good spot to attack. But since they're an all cav force, I would have like focused everything I had here, push up all the tortoises or whatever, break down as much as the wall as possible, overwhelm Nervii, and at the same time have like a rear guard kind of defend against. It's easier said than done, of course it is, but I think that might have been a better approach than using this corner here. But you know, it was a great battle nonetheless, and I think they did the best they could for this situation. I think if they just pushed up more of the siege equipment, if they could kind of handle it more, control it more, they might have been able to overwhelm Nervii and take control of the city. But let's end the replay, look at the results. So again, we got Hyena and Babini. Great job. They both got a lot of kills here. Look at this. Look at the kills on this cav. Pretty crazy. 306, I think, is the most. And then Hyena going with the Nervii. And he got a lot of great kills with his Gorilla Swordsman, actually. That's pretty surprising. And the Celtic Warriors, a lot of infantry there that didn't even see any action. And then over on the attacking side, which would be the Winged Whumsars. So unfortunately, Colchis really struggled. I think Colchis, he was kind of the spearhead of the attack. I think he should have just waited. A lot of his archers didn't get any kills. They got charged. They got probably gunned down by the other archers. And then I would say, Macedon did a decent job. He really dealt with the cav, even though he lost most of his army to the cav. Some of these units got some good kills, which probably, consisted of a lot of enemy cav. But that's going to wrap it up, guys. So this is game 1. So there's 2 games per match. So tomorrow we'll watch game 2. We'll see if the Winged Whumsars can get revenge and win their, I guess they would be defending, where defending is, I'd say, a little bit easier. You don't have to worry about cav, right? So they're going to be defending against the Gorilla Boys. So right now the Gorilla Boys earn themselves 6 points. So in one battle, they got 6 points, and we'll be seeing how many points they're going to get in the next one. After this matchup, we're going to watch our matchup, the Crimson Chickens against Wolfgang. So you don't want to miss out on that. So remember, guys, be sure to follow the playlists, watch the videos, subscribe. I do appreciate it. And yeah, look out for future tournament battles. See you guys.